Once again, webcam is not working. Yo, we just hit 6K on YouTube, which is fucking lit. Yo, what's good, Emmett? What's good? What's good, everyone? We're here. We're about to break down all of these pairs for a fantastic time. Screw it. Gotta give it just a couple minutes for everyone here to join. And, yeah. Once again, my webcam is not working for this week, but gonna be going over the charts. What's up with the boot camp? The boot camp, well, I'm gonna announce some details about that shortly. All right, bet. Let's get right into this. I don't want to wait too much longer. So right off the bat, as you guys know, the way I like to structure these are I'm going to be looking at two different things, which are my swing outlooks, which are the daily points of interest, and then also we're going to find our more intraday moves through the lower time frames. But to start off, if I were to want to swing this, I would need to wait an extremely long time because I am waiting for price to still make it here. So I mean, this probably will set up maybe in the beginning of next year or something. I'm gonna go ahead straight to my hour 1 time frame and point this level out here because this is a 1 level for us. As you guys can see here, market breaks down there, breaks above. Here we broke under very clearly, and now we've broken above. So if we were to refine this area here, right, we go on the minute 5 or something, and we go here, and let's just also refine down to our minute 4, 3, 2, and 1 order blocks, just so we make sure that we're on top of things here. So there you have 4. Here you have 3. Here you have the minute 2. And now the minute 1. Which is actually the same as the minute 4, so that doesn't matter. And then let's just double check the 15 and the 30. Okay, so we're good there. So now that we have that drawn up, I'm gonna see which time frame was the highest that we've reached, and you guys can see we touched on the minute 2 time frame, closed very nicely in there, and then it gave confirmation. This was obviously towards the end of last week, so we didn't hop in, and then price broke structure here, and then price came up and retested the order block we had there, and then it looks like it's trying to continue structure again. But essentially what I would want to see is just something happen like this again where we continue structure. So if we follow along our real lows and real highs, you guys can see here, close above there, that created this, then it closed below, pull back, close, nothing here, close below. So we would have needed to close above this, which is here. So now this was our lowest point, which finally broke structure, leaving us with this point of interest right here, which you guys can see market taps into. Market opens, and then it instantly broke structure and tapped into it. So I don't think that this is necessarily a bad move. It's just very, very, very early considering the market's literally just opened. So you don't want to get caught too early in the move. But I would honestly be looking to target something like this, where you can see very clearly price was here and then broke above, kind of created some support, I guess, over here. I don't really trade support and resistance, but for the sake of, you know, this, I would. And I think that you could have a nice 1 to 6 move right there. Definitely I would try to go light risk on this one, just because it is very, very early in the week. Guys, I'm gonna go through all the pairs, every single one of them. I just go in order. So Euro USD, AUD USD, all of these will be covered. You guys don't need to request them; they will be covered throughout the live. Give me just 1 second, guys. Anyways, let's get into AUDJPY right now. So starting off on the daily, you guys can see kind of looks like we had nothing for me to want to swing off of. I mean, this point of interest here is very interesting, and I really like how we came up all the way. Wow, that kind of looks like it was a fantastic swing area. Did it wick above? No, it didn't. It didn't. That's interesting. So yeah, so it didn't wick above. You guys can see this move, this huge move to the downside. The order block right there gets held, which I really like. And so now let's try to find kind of a more intraday move on the hour. So if we're in here and we just start following, I mean, we had this breakdown, pulled back up, and no real breaks in there, but I'm just gonna go ahead and mark up this zone here. I think that this could be a very strong area for us to want to sell at for AUDJPY this week. And it's definitely something I would be looking out for, guys. Here we're gonna go to Australian dollar to Canadian dollar, go on the daily. You guys can see here we had this, right, this point of interest. Price broke down, and we pulled back into here. Price looks to be respecting this beautifully. And let me just fix this. The drawing was supposed to be that, and then I'm gonna get that off my screen. If you guys go to the 4-hour time frame to refine this order block down, you can see we very nicely, pretty sure, tap into it here. Yeah, so we're in that, and let's just mark up the other time frames to try to find out what are we touching on exactly. From the hour, so we do touch on the hour. I'm just gonna go ahead and make this a little easier on myself and do this. There's your hour 1. Let's check the minute 30. So we are touching on the minute 30. How about the 15? Minute 15 is not touching. How about the 5? All right, so I think the minute 30 is our safe bet right here. This is a minute 30 order block that gets touched into. And then you guys can see price very clearly after it taps into it, makes this nice run down. And so I would be looking at this level here. And so let's just look at our real lows and real highs here real quickly. That was a break above, pull back, break above, pull back, no break above there, but we broke the low. Create a new low, held that, break above, break below. So this was the deepest area, and we had a break above. Yeah, so I'm gonna be waiting for price to reach essentially this area here. And when it's in this point of interest, I'm gonna be looking for confirmations to be going lower. Pretty simple. Here we have Australian darts, the Swiss franc. Let's look at the daily. Nothing for me to swing off of here. My daily point would at least be up there or way down here. So if we look at the hourly, you have this. Let's take a look back at AU real quickly. kind of like debating taking this. I think this could be a good move, honestly. Like, I know it's early, but I still think it could be a really good move. I think I'm going to call it. Just gonna have this ready real quickly. Let's just double check one last thing, that there's no Australian news right now. Yeah, no high impact Australian news until tomorrow. I wouldn't mind taking this with light risk. I know the spreads are going to be big, but they should be getting back to normal in 12 minutes, so I'm not really too tripping on that. Anyways, we were right here. All right, so we're looking at the daily AUDCHF, and I was pointing out that and I don't really like anything in this realm right here. So by looking at the hour, right, you can see price pulled here. Nothing too clean in my opinion right now. Yeah, nothing clean on this one. I'm just gonna kind of red flag it. Here, if we take a look, this does not give me the clean setup I want. If we look at the daily, I don't even think we're in a good point of interest on the daily. So NZDUSD kind of out of my vision for now. You have this. This is your pullback. And then you break above it, hold back, break above, break below, break below, break below, break below. So, I mean, we kind of are inside of this daily point of interest that I would like. It's a 1 level. And obviously, guys, I mean, we killed it. We absolutely killed it in the VIP signals last week. 3 wins, 1 loss, plus 10 risk to reward. And it was just fucking awesome. So if you risked 1%, you came out with 10% positive, enough to pass your prop firm. Very light risk, 4 trades. And all these trades that I'm going to be calling this week are going to be sent in my VIP signals as well. So if anyone wants to be a part of that, it's just a very easy link in the description. I am going to be closing it off tomorrow, probably for the rest of the year. So just wanted to put that out there. Anyways, we're back to the stream. NZD, USD, not clean. NZD, this one, I don't like it yet. It still has to pull up a lot more. So if it pulls up more, then I think that on the daily we could have something nice. But the hourly still isn't clean to me, honestly. So nothing too fancy on that. And then here, this one is kind of interesting because we actually did break structure here. And then you can see you have this order block resting right here, which is gigantic. So I'd want to refine this down to something a little cleaner if possible. But the only thing that really, sticks is all the way to this minute 15 up here. I just don't really see us pulling all the way back up there without stopping the whole move out. So if we're smart here, we're going to analyze. We broke there, pulled back, didn't create any breaks under. NZDCHF, just not a clean setup, honestly, in my opinion. AUDUSD fucking soaring up. I'm gonna send an alert if the POI fails. Oh, well, that's a huge flip right there. Kind of funny. But we'll see. We'll see how that one plays out. If the POI fails, I'll be notified. Which, I mean, it's right back there. It's, wow, that's doing some crazy shit. What was the last 10 minutes of this hour? It's kind of funny to watch when it's like that. Anyways, let's see if we can like also just be notified if it wicks below. Let's get back to this. So NZDCHF, we're just talking about, and it's just not anything that clean, honestly. So doesn't look like we're necessarily gonna have a setup for this one. And let's take a look here. NZDJPY. So you guys can see here, price had broken above, pulled back, broken above again, and then it broke structure with the market open. And so now what I would be looking for is some sort of thing up there, or yeah, that's really what I would be looking for. But none of the Tokyo session pairs are looking solid to me for an intraday move, or really a swing move. Like the NZD pairs I really don't like right now. That's just one thing, you know, we got to keep in mind. And so, yes, this is like in a daily demand zone. Maybe not the best order block that I would pick, but it is a pretty valid daily demand zone. And looking at the hour 4, or the hour 1, I should say, because this is where I just kind of like to find my OBs. We can see we have something resting over here, way at the bottom of this move, which we're still not at. So EURGBP, nothing too good to me right now to buy or to just hop into yet. Now this one is interesting. Let's take a look at the hour. I think that these ones just need a lot more time to play out. Like I want to see something just form better structure. This one, I bet you on the minute 15 is looking, you know, fantastic, because you have this, it gets respected, breaks under, and then you have this that gets respected, breaks under, and then it, you know, it looks like it's just kind of following that pattern. I mean, so technically, I wouldn't take this just because it's a euro pair, and I think that it has way more to develop, and even then, it's like, what's your risk to reward looking like? It's not too worth it, but I think that is better. Spreads relax in 6 minutes. Yeah, you need to be smart if you place a trade right now, because like that will definitely spread you out if you put if you don't accommodate for spread. I always accommodate for spread on everything I do. Like right now, I technically just don't have a stop in because I know like it'll get wicked out, and I have an alert right there instead. So that way, if I get stopped, I'll just manually close it, and it's okay. And like I've gone in accepting those risks, understanding that's just the style that I'm comfortable with in trading. So here we take a look at EURGBP, which is in an interesting area. Almost. Jeez. Everything here just for a second to me looks good, and then you really identify the structure, and it's like, is it really? So you have this, pullback, break under, break above, pullback, break above. This is your break under, and then your break above comes there, which validates this zone here, and only this zone. So we are in a daily point of interest on this. I do like that, and I want to see it come down to a more refined one, like maybe the H4, and then we'll look through it, you know, add it throughout the week. I'm thinking maybe we can potentially go long on this though. Yeah, if we look at the daily on, this is beautiful, because look at this. You had one form here, break there, two formed here, continue, three formed here, break there. So I mean I know we're a couple days away, but this looks like an amazing point of interest right here. Euro NZD. You guys can see we have, for example, if we mark out, just look at the hour. See, something like this, I just want to give it more time to play out, and I'd rather look at it more in its own session. But here we have something that's very clean, right? Easily, you can see break right there, goes up. Now, obviously, the cons are that it's playing out of here, but with the right lower time frame confirmation, we could see this trend start moving back up. So we're gonna mark up our 4 order block for now, and once it's there, we're gonna know. Euro USD. As you guys know, I haven't really been the biggest fan of EU right now. But here you have a break above, a pullback, which touched in the order block, and then it continued up, which is why I didn't necessarily like that it broke under that one. And I think that Euro USD is just something that I'm going to want to look more into session. Euro NOK, there's no swing opportunity for me there. Now GU is interesting because GU you have this break kind of finally here, and then a pullback. So this is like a 1 level, which, you know, holds. And then it's if you refine that 1 level to which time frame. So we can just be very precise here. What's the lowest time frame we touch here on? So that is our hour 1 order block. Minute 30 gets touched. Minute 15 gets touched. See, AU is continuing lower now, which is very nice. That's what I wanted to see. Minute 5. Looks like it just touches the minute 4. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. The low of this candle is 331. So the lowest we touch on is the minute 5. So now when we come back to, you know, over here, gotta be smart. Let's see. And see what happened when we touched on the minute 5 order block here. So we had this, right? You guys can obviously see that very clearly. There was that. Price over here broke under, which validated this. That broke above, pullback, broke above, pullback, broke above. So now we had to break under there, which we did get. And then price had this level form here. Beautiful level, which just barely got missed right now, but I think if we pull back up into that level, you know, that's somewhere that we could be looking for some shorts. Only thing I don't like is it is out of session. It's not in New York or in London session, and it's a GBP and a USD, so not necessarily something I'd, you know, favor. But here, let's look. You have this with a break above. And then price comes back down. And if you were to refine this down to the OB it touched on, that's at least the 4 hour. And then we'll be looking at this hour 4 point of interest. Let's just find out which time frame exactly this lowest area touched on, so I can make sure that, you know, we're moving with the best analysis possible. Hour 1 is right there. Let's go to the minute 30. It's not the 30, not the 15, obviously, and then nothing below that. So it was going to be, sorry, was it the 30? My bad, my bad. Okay, it wasn't the 30, so it's an hour 1. Let's just make sure we write that out so it doesn't get confusing. So that's an hour 1 OB right there. And then you guys can see here on the hour 1, what happens is we had this level here, and nothing that solidly broke us until we reached this level here. So that's our first break. So this wick to me is kind of invalid. Didn't really touch the order block. I'd be waiting on something in here on GA, but I do like it. I do like that setup. I think that the GBP pairs are looking a lot better than, for example, like the NZD pairs we saw earlier. AU kind of shooting back up right off the hour open. And we'll see. We'll see if we hold or if we get stopped. But it's just kind of soaring up. It's very close. Alright, that's the point of interest failed. Took a little 0.5% L right there. Not too worried. just journaling the result. But yeah, I mean, I think if I were to see why it went wrong, I think maybe what would have needed to happen would have been something along the lines of just letting this get one more confirmation because it was a market open. But hey, I mean, I stuck to my rules. My rules are with the break of structure and everything. It was a level 2. Essentially, that's what I call entry, so half risk. That's all good. Here we go. So yeah, so I lost 0.5%. I'm not too worried because I was up very nicely last week. And let's take a look here. The daily on this. Had that break finally. And then now we're in the point of interest, which is very nice to see on GN. There you have that, the 4 hour. Just want to be ready for that. GBP CHF, not too clean for me. Skip over that. Same thing here, just not clean at all. UJ. Now this is interesting because we did have this on the daily, right? And then you can see broke above and then it touched into this. So that is something that I do like. And now it's about finding the lower time frame confirmations to go along with this and take it long. Here we have on the daily, kind of approaching this area here. It's going to be nice. Kind of liking how the dollar pairs are looking so far. Once again, this is a great level in my opinion, right here. And so these are going to be areas that I'm going to be looking to get in on throughout this week if the opportunities present themselves. This one is interesting because yeah, nothing really. I don't know. It's a little tricky on that one. Let's look at this on the daily, CAD JPY. Nothing too solid for me on it. CAD CHF. Nothing crazy for me. And that pretty much wraps up, you know, how I like to do my outlooks. And yeah, I hope you guys learned a little something. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you guys want to be a part of the best signal room. I'm going to be absolutely killing it this week. Last week I said I was cooking up something very sexy, and you know, we ended up 3 wins, 1 loss. So this week I already know we're going to cook up something even sexier. And let's kill it. Let's kill it, guys. Beware of any news in the market, and I hope to see you guys all be profitable.